Well, Shabbat Shalom and good evening, everyone. Nice to be back after a week's hafsacha. That's the Hebrew word for vacation. Many thanks to Rabbi Gary Klein for leading the service last week. And look who's here. Allison Rosoff is back.
I've missed you all.
And we missed you too. It's wonderful to have you back. Many thanks to Michelle McNicholas, who is on her honeymoon right now in Ireland. She did wonderful work for us, beautiful, beautiful singing over the last 2 months, and I wanted to acknowledge that as well. I am Rabbi Matt, and down at the piano, our accompanist is Joy Katzen-Guthrie. We're going to begin right on the screen or in your prayer books on page 13, with Psalm 96, an arrangement of Yismechu Hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, let the heavens rejoice and the earth exult. Yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai mai 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 mai, yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai mai 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 mai, Yismechu Hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, Yiram hayam umelo. Yismechu Hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, Yiram hayam umelo. Yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai mai 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 mai, yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai, yamamai mai mamai mai 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 mai, Yismechu Hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, Yiram hayam umelo. So in addition to welcoming all of you here into the sanctuary, I want to say hello, Bruchim Habayim, and Shabbat Shalom to all of you watching in TV land at home. We are going to now light the Shabbat candles, first by singing Debbie Friedman's Light These Lights. And if there are any ladies in the congregation who'd like to come forward and help kindle the 2 Shabbat candles, one for remembering Shabbat and one for keeping Shabbat, feel free. Please join me in this special prayer for Israel. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. May you bless the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces and all who stand guard to protect our people. Shield them from all troubles and injury. Help them secure freedom without loss of life for all those held captive by the enemy. May they have strength and courage of heart. We'll be singing Shlomo Karbach's arrangement of The People of Israel Lives, Am Yisrael Chai. B minor, B minor. Am Yisrael, oh, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 O Davinu Chai, O Davinu Chai. O Davinu, O Davinu, O Davinu Chai. O Davinu Chai. O Davinu, O Davinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Psalm 95 that we introduced a couple weeks ago called Lechu Naranina. And this is a mixture of Hebrew, as you'll see, as well as the English. Let us sing out to God, the maker of all. Lechu Naranina, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Adonai, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Nahariya, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Vitzur Yishenu, Yai Lai 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 Lai. Let us sing out to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mount to sea hear our song. Lechu Naranina, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Adonai, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Nahariya, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Litzur Yishenu, Yai Lai 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 Lai, for all of the wonders in all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. And making our way to Shema and its blessings, you turn to page 26, you'll find the half or Chatzi Kaddish, words of praise.
Yitkadash, Yitkadash, Shmei
Let's rise now for the call to prayer, the words of the Baruch. Find the words to Ma'ariv, Arvim for creation on page 31. Feel free to join me. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim. And in the middle of 33, words of love, Ahavat Olam. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo. We'll sing Open Up Our Eyes together.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Hivot Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Free to be seated and join us as we chant the words of the V'ahavta, loving God with all our heart, our soul, and our might. V'ahavta et Adonai Necha b'derech, u'shokbecha u'vkumecha,
Ukshartam le'ot ayadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Words of truth and faith, our prelude to our prayer of freedom, are found on 39. Feel free to join me. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we are taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes
through the wilderness,
that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi Chamocha is on 40.
who is like you? No one, no one. Who is like you?
Who is like you? No one, no one. Who is like you, O God? Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar. Who is like you? No one, no one. Who is like you, O God? Who is like you? now turn to the words of the Tefillah, thanking God for the merit of those who came before us, for our lives and our health, and for the words on page 46. I'll ask all of us rise as we ask God to open our lips in prayer.
וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומרית הגשם מחכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומחייהם אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה ומצביע ישועה ונאמן אתה לך חיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש קדושים בכל יום יעבדו הסלע ברוך אתה אדוני האל
Words of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ucha nadeh lechodot. And finally, our words of peace, Birkat Shalom, found on 60. Shalom Rav al Yisrael, Amcha, grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Blessed are you, God, who blesses your people Israel, b'shalom. Blessed are you, God, who blesses your people Israel with peace. And for our song during our reflection time, it's a very special Israeli song that was, music was written by Nurit Hirsch, very famous Israeli singer-songwriter. The words by Yordana Arazi. It's called Ata Li Eretz, you are my land.
אני פוסעת חרש בשביל אני נוגעת בכתבי הזמן אני לומדת את כל משלך עליה קומי אתה לי ארץ עבודה לי נצח אך שורשיך כבר בתוך תוכי תן לי זמן הושט לי יד אני גלה ביחד את הארץ אני יודעת עוד רבה הדרך אבל ילך בה עד יקלך כוחי ראשך כבר בתוכי. אני מוצאת במסתירי החורש פינות בנות ארכאות אהבה, ובצילה נרפול מוקת סחרחורת, אז זאת הארץ הטובה. אני יודעת לכוחי, תן לי זמן, הושט לי יד, אני אגלה ביחד את הארץ. אני יודעת עוד רבה הדרך, אקשור ראשיך כבר בתוכי.
Shakok, very well done. We're going to continue after that beautiful love song to Israel and the land by reciting the words of the Misha Berach, our prayer of healing that you'll find on 253, as we call to mind and to heart first those who are casualties in Israel. We hope and pray for their renewed healing of body, mind, and spirit, along with the following individuals in our community: Jacqueline Albin, Joanne Beeman-Fiddleman, Yonatan Reuven Ben Rivka, Charlie Burke, Norma Bloomberg Van Ness, Babs Brown, Tina Bruns, Marie D'Alessandro, Stephen Drenane, Norman Fiddleman, Sue Fischelo, Harry Fleisch, Denise Freifeld, Mitchell Freifeld, David Friedlander, Betsy Garfield, Carmen Guerrillo, Ivan Gorelik, Yost Grobe, Maya Herman, Jim Howard, Elias Kalanikos, Hank Katzen, Lucy Lang, Misty Neff, Ken Mercero, Michael Renzino, Stephanie Ross, Marty Santos, Carol Sabani, Jean Sabani, Dennis Schulman, Albert Schaefer, Angie Sermenis, and Jeff Stark. And if there are any other names to add, feel free.
My father, George Stark.
Those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Way back in 1998, I walked into one of the most fascinating museums in the world. Built in 1901, it houses the largest collection of antiquities in Africa, over 120,000 items spanning the millennia. I visited this museum with a friend while on vacation during our first year in rabbinical school at HUC, Hebrew Union College in Jerusalem. Now, as a rule, museums are quite orderly. Every object is meticulously placed with a nearby card displaying the relevant information. For the most part, this museum followed the pattern. But if you cast your eyes upward just a bit, you'll find something altogether different. A seemingly endless number of antiquities haphazardly stuffed on shelves, rising all the way to the ceiling, some 40 feet high. Some might call this arrangement charmingly cluttered. Personally, I was astonished to see these historical items displayed like this with no recognition about the item's provenance, let alone its place in history. So where does one find such a museum? In Tahrir Square in Cairo, Egypt. I'll ask our tech team to display a picture of the salmon-colored building, quite beautiful, with its sphinx and larger-than-life figures of Egyptian goddesses flanking each side of the main entry arch. As you might expect, the Egyptian Museum has a whole lot of mummies. Most of them were in wooden sarcophagus adorned with where you see the rat crowds and the mummies themselves, images that I'll never refer to a military campaign in Canaan, which is the land of Israel, in which Egypt defeated Ashkelon, Gezer, and Yanoam. I'll ask our tech team to put a picture of the stele there on the left. At the bottom, you see an arrow pointing to a particular passage that reads, Israel lays waste, its seed no longer exists. While the picture on the right gives you a bit of the scale of the stele itself. It's way taller than a regular person. Over time, this Merneptah stele has maintained his family down to Egypt to live nearby, settling in Goshen, an area in the Nile Delta known and suitable for cultivating crops and livestock. As you may recall, the Israelites did very well there, and their numbers increased. But as you'll see in the text, maybe he was afraid of losing the slave labor of the Israelites and its subsequent effect on the Egyptian economy. A similar apologetic was used in the American South for decades as justification to keep African Americans as slaves. Maybe the Pharaoh was worried that if he liberated the Israelites, other oppressed peoples in Egypt would demand their own freedom. The answer may well be psychological in nature. After centuries under Hyksos domination, the Egyptian mindset had sunk so low that this historical period has actually been described for Egypt as the Great Humiliation. Now, Egypt eventually defeated the Hyksos, but Egyptians were likely afraid of more foreigners settling in Egypt, who, like the Hyksos, could rise against them. An early rabbinic commentary hones in on the word new. It suggests that if the Egyptians came, it actually suggests that the Egyptians came to Pharaoh demanding the right to attack the Israelites. This is different than what you'll find in the Torah. At first, they say, Pharaoh refused, saying it would be wrong to do this. But the people didn't care, they didn't listen, and moreover, they threatened to oust him from power. So under great pressure, the Pharaoh relented and went along with their plan to enslave the Israelites. In this reading of the text, the Torah is describing the new mindset of Pharaoh, namely hatred. Historically, there are three main principles when it comes to Jewish hate or anti-Semitism. First, there's absolutely no logic to it. Moreover, we can't expect enlightened self-interest to make this reality go away. Case in point is the recent spike in anti-Semitism across college campuses. That has already led to the resignation of 2 Ivy League presidents. Second, appeasement won't work. It didn't work for Neville Chamberlain in England in the 1930s, which allowed Hitler and the Nazis to expand German territory unchecked, and it doesn't work with modern anti-Semites. In fact, yielding to their demands may well increase their hostility. Finally, as you'll see in the image, our tech team, they're working hard today, will put on the screen. Pulitzer Prize-winning historian and Jew Barbara Tuchman writes, "Anti-Semitism is independent of its objects. What Jews do or fail to do is not the determinant. The impetus comes out of the needs of the persecutors and a particular political climate." Sadly, oppression of any minority group is often the result of jealousy and inferiority complexes. We're seeing this today as Hamas terrorists and others remain hell-bent on wiping Israel off the map. And I'll note that this indoctrination starts at a very early age, as multiple in textbooks, Gaza students learn using math to mention Israel at all. Instead, the area is called occupied. Military. As we speak, the heroes of the Israeli Defense Forces continue to. And the very next day, Moses went out again and saw 2 Israelites fighting with one another. He asked them, "Why are you fighting like this?" And their answer was shocking. "Are you going to kill us like you killed the Egyptian yesterday?" To Moses, this bitter retort was even more startling than the taskmaster's hatred, because it meant that Israel was divided from within at the very same time that Egyptian oppressors were threatening from the outside. It's been said that baseless hatred, the Hebrew phrase is sinat chinam, was the reason Jerusalem fell to Rome much later in the year 70 of the Common Era. At that time, there was great internal strife regarding the future of Judaism among the people. So too, in the months leading up to October 7th, there was tragic division in Israel regarding Israel's new law to neuter the Supreme Court's right of judicial review. Managed this war with determination, courage, and might, all the while doing whatever it can to secure the safe return of Israeli hostages. Though public opinion quickly closes rank against Israel and the Jews during times of war and conflict, all of us know that this war is just. Long ago in 1896, an Egyptologist stumbled upon an unimpressive temple in Thebes with crumbling sandstone sphinxes and looted remains. Amidst the ruins, he found a 10 by 25-foot black granite stele with an inscription that caught his eye. The earliest mention of Israel mentioned outside of the Bible. Was Merneptah, the Pharaoh, mentioned in the book of Exodus who didn't know or remember Joseph? It's a question that may never be answered. But this I know, the story of Israel's redemption, found in Exodus, the second book of the Torah, is one for the ages, uplifting, heroic, and eternal, even if we have to eat matzah instead of Pop-Tarts during Passover. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue now with the Aleinu, the adoration, found on 282. Please rise as the ark is opened.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, l'ti gedula le'otzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, ve'lo samanu kamishbechot ha'adamra, shelo sam kelkenu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anaknu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim livnei nelech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihei Adonai echad u'shemo
Be seated. Continue with the words of Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Tome, found on 294. As we remember families in the period of Shloshim, first 30 days mourning their precious loved ones. So we fondly remember Leo Gilberg, father of Ron Gilberg, Leopold Perdron, uncle of Belinda Konigsberg, Rabbi David Ellenson, former president of Hebrew College Jewish Institute of Religion, and Penelope Meza, sister of Richard Meza. To these names, we also mark the yahrzeit anniversary of passing of loved ones. On this Shabbat, we remember Harold Aaron, Phyllis Allman, Richard Baker, David Bauer, Rita Bernstein, Heidi Blaine, Rose Block, David Brevoort, Sidney Brownstein, Ethel Cohen, Catherine Cusick, Burton Cutler, Eugene Daines, Bert Den Breegen, Gertrude Dieter, Nathan Epstein, Sally Epstein, Alfred Edinger, Michael Fave, Mary Fine, Aaron Flapsbaum, Sheila Freeman, Jamie Gamler, Frida Granoff, Andrew Holloway, Larry Irwin, Judith Kalman, Lois Kander, Robert Kaplan, Paul Kelton, Charles Kern, Sam Kotler, Logan Kushner, Arthur Lieberman, Alan Lieberman, Laura Leibowitz, Bruce Leibowitz, Charles Lowe, John Lubotsky, Tess Ann Malkinson, Estelle Marks, Nathan E. Miller, Charles Pascal, Kevin Raffaelli, Jay Rosoff, Jack Ross, Nelson Russo, Vivian Schneider, Muriel Schwartzstein, Tony Van Ness, Henry Weiner, Jerome Wint, and Louis Young. And we also recall those in Israel, all heroes who died protecting the land and state of Israel recently. Are there any other names to add for Yahrzeit? We say, Zichronam Livracham, may the memories of all of these good people continue to be a loving blessing in their family and loved ones' lives as we rise to offer the words of Kaddish praise together. Yikadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru, Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivarach le'alam ulamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, Shemei d'kudashah b'richu, Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran v'alma v'imru, Yehei shlama rama min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Osei shalom b'mramav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. May the one who causes peace in the heavens cause peace to descend on us, Israel, Ukraine, and throughout the world as we say, Amen.
V'miru, 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 amen. V'miru, 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 amen.
Feel free to be seated. We'll continue with the Shabbat Kiddush over the fruit of the vine. In the Siddur, the prayer book, you'll find the words on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei puri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yava uvratzon inhilanu zikaron l'maaseh b'reishit ihu yom tehilah l'mikra'e kodesh zeher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta diotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yavad uvratzon in kaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. L'chaim, to life. From wine and juice to challah. Got a couple kids, teenagers really, in the sanctuary. Feel free to join us on the bima as I pass some challah out. A few. You're welcome. Perfect amounts. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Between them are just a delight to have around, but it sure is good to have you back.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
We also thank the tech team for tonight, Barbara Gittimer and Sophia Shane, and our greeters, Melissa Doff, Steve Lipinski, and Judy Noel. The next bike club outing will meet at the Upper Tampa Trail. Sets off on Thursday, January 18th at 10 a.m. Our next Shabbat morning service, led by Dr. Ron Gilbert, will take place on Saturday, January 20th at 9 o'clock. Calling all parents and grandparents. Our next Kids Shabbat, celebrating Tu B'Shvat, the new year for trees, will take place Friday, January 26th at 5:30 with food, crafts, and song. The Wiener Religious School is hosting a congregational Tu B'Shvat celebration, a Seder, on Sunday, January 28th at 11:30 a.m., open to the entire congregation. We'd like to know if you're coming, just to make sure that we've got enough food. Our annual fundraiser. Take a look, take this home. If you haven't seen it already, take it home and read. Dr. Asaf Romarovsky is a brilliant scholar and a wonderful speaker, really fascinating speaker on a topic which is particularly important to those of us who have or know children who are in or going to college. He will be speaking about anti-Semitism on the campuses today. And we really need to learn more about this so that we can prepare our children, prepare the younger generation for what they're going to face when they get onto campus. That is on Monday, February 5th at 7:30 p.m. right here. Tickets are available now. You can get them through the temple office, either online or, if you wish, call Allison for help. By the way, there are a number of... Kara, yeah, of course. You can call Allison, too. She'll take it.
Of course.
I'll volunteer you for anything. You'll notice that there are sponsor opportunities as well. They're listed here. If you wish to go higher than the platinum level, we'll accept that. After service, please join us in the social hall for traditional Shabbat, and wish you again.
Ko yisir nivra li'et nasa v'chev soko Azai melech shemo nikra Yacharei hitlotako Levado imlo Torah Hu haya ve'hu ove ve'hu yeh Hu yeh V'tifara Hu haya ve'hu ove ve'hu yeh Hu yeh V'tifara V'tifara Hu echad ve'ein sheni L'hamshil lo L'hachbira Mireshit v'li tachlit Lo ha'oz ve'amisra Ve'hu eli Ve'hai go'ali Yisur kevli B'yetzara B'yetzara Unisi umanos li Not kosi b'yom ekra B'yado afki ruhi V'eti shan v'ha'ira Im ruhi geviati Adonai li velo ira Hu haya ve'hu ove ve'hu yeh Hu yeh V'tifara Hu haya ve'hu ove ve'hu yeh
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks so much for coming. Wonderful to see all of you. For those of us here in the sanctuary, join us in the social hall. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Rabbi.